You, stop. Grab a cup of coffee. Pull up a chair. Today's daily devotion, stay away from idolatry. 1 Corinthians 10, 6 through 33. Now these things were our example, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for an example, and they are written for our admonition, upon which the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he stand take heed lest he fall. There have no temptation taken you but such as common to man, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that which you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as a wise man, judge ye what I say. The cup of blessings which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of Christ? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ? For we being many are one bread, and one body, for we are all partakers of one bread. Behold, Israel, after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifice partakers of the altar? Which say I then, that the idol is anything, or that which offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, their sacrifices to devils, and not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the tables of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are unlawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. Whatsoever sold in shambles, that each asking no question for conscience sake. For the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. And if any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and you be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you eat, and ask no question for conscience sake. But if a man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that it sheweth it, and for conscience sake, for the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say, not thy own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of that for which I give thanks? Whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do all to the glory of God. Give none offense, neither to the Jews nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God. Even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved. Do you know that everything in this world can become an idol? Do you turn on the TV but not read your word? Do you listen to secular music but not listen to gospel? Do you put things before God and you get further and further away from your relationship with God? Do you idolize your money? Do you miss church on Sunday because you need to work because your bank account isn't fat enough? Are you chasing wealth and fame? Have you put God to the side and God's just an afterthought? That you only run to him when you need something, when things aren't going right? Anything that you put before God is considered an idol, and you are considered an idolater. Because when you start worshiping other things instead of God and relying on God to provide for your needs, God is displeased. Because the children of Israel, they worshiped idols. In Hosea, God used Hosea to marry a prostitute so that he could show physical adultery and how painful it was in Hosea's life. It was a reference to God's relationship with the children of Israel and their covenant. See, Hosea's wife Gomer, she went out and slept with other men and committed adultery against Hosea. The children of Israel went out and worshiped other gods, which was spiritual adultery toward God. They accepted God and then they turned to idols. Anytime you start worshiping something other than God, you are spiritually adulterating God. You're hurting his feelings. It's painful. You be married for 60-something years and find your wife cheating. See how much pain you would be in? God used Hosea's marriage to show the children of Israel that even though it was painful, he still loved them. Because he made Hosea go back and reconcile with his wife. Even buying her out of servitude. Rekindling their marriage. To show that God had the same love for the children of Israel. And that God is willing to take you back into the covenant, because when you make a covenant, it is an agreement between two people. And the children of Israel had accepted that covenant with God, but yet they kept failing over and over. They kept turning their back on God. Don't be like the children of Israel. Don't keep going back into idolatry. God created you. Give him your best service. Live a righteous and holy life for God, and God will bless you. Today I ask you, do you put anything before God? If you do, you're subject to be considered or an idolater. God bless you. I love you. Y'all have a blessed day.